Being socially elegant is professionalism, and professionalism is embodying a business mindset. Carry this into your personal and career business life, and you'll see immense results when it comes to how you command respect, getting the outcome that you want, making more money, becoming a better leader, and even thriving in your personal relationships. Having a business mindset is focusing on the long term outcome. What do you want to create? What's better for the long term? And emotionally regulating yourself to create the results that you want. We often impulsively want to default into our coping mechanisms, especially when we're rushing, when we're under stress, when we're experiencing interpersonal conflict. Those are the times that you need to pull back and think about, how do you want this relationship to be? Do you still want to have a close connection with this person? Do you want to be seen as somebody respectable? Do you want to leverage this connection in some way? From that perspective, you have to start making these decisions, even in the most triggering and difficult situations. Even when it comes to romantic relationship, you have to carry this professionalism. Think of it from the perspective of, what am I getting out of this relationship? When you don't think of it from the perspective, you end up giving way too much to the other party. And when it comes to a time where the love, the connection, the romance is no longer there, you're going to find yourself getting shortchanged. After having delivered a lot of the work, like the emotional labor that doesn't really go on paper, you're going to find yourself feeling like you've been used and depleted and hurt from that experience. To prevent all of the above, you need to embody this professional business mindset in all of your conduct. Ultimately, focus on how you come across with people. You are focusing so much on the intention of why you're doing something or why you're taking a certain decision. Instead, think of it from the perspective of, if I do this, how will I come across to other people? That is the most important key aspect that you have to start thinking. Becoming a likable, charismatic person to get other people to do your bidding for you requires you to be warm, charismatic, and likable. And the way to do that is that you have to show your value, how you make them feel. Make them feel respected. Make them walk away from that relationship and feel good about what they experience with you. Make them remember your energy and reminisce and say, wow, I would love more of that. The principles of how to do all that, how to become that warm and charismatic, likable character, all falls under the umbrella of professionalism. Let's talk about how to do this. First of all, the basic principles of professionalism that we understand is to start looking at it from other people's perspective. You need to be punctual. You need to follow through your words. If you say you're going to do something, do it. You need to have integrity. People notice everything. Even though you may make excuses in your own head when you breach these promises or when you're running late, when you're not being punctual, people don't care about any of your excuses or what your intentions were. They care about how they felt. If you make people feel disrespected, especially with time, with the energy, then they will remember you as somebody exhausting, someone who takes a lot of work, or someone who is just hard to deal with, somebody who just feels like it's like pulling teeth working with this person. You never want to create that kind of impression. Being prompt and punctual also reflects on how fast you respond to people, how communicative you are, giving people notice when it comes to a change in direction, make changes to an initial idea. Frequently, I see people do this really terribly. They have an idea, they get consumed in their own mind, and they just take action, even when they have a partner or somebody that would be affected by that. Even though it may come from a place of maybe social anxiety or communication skills, maybe you just don't want to hear no. That intention doesn't translate, and frankly, other people don't care about what you feel. They care about how it affects them. So when you make these decisions in your own head and you do a lot of calculation in your head, you may be drowning in anxiety in your own head, in your own body. That doesn't come across. What comes across is that you do not care about their idea, you do not care about their time, the energy they put in, and you decided to not even care about how they will feel when directions are switched or schedules are changed, and you just went through with that. That selfishness truly comes across as uncharismatic, really unlikable, and it will even infuriate people. Similarly, pay attention to your presentation. Whenever you put in some extra effort to look into your appearance, to come across more professional, when you spend the time to articulate and communicate an idea, to make it land well with the person. That effort comes across as respect. And when you respect people, they will reciprocate that back. When you take the opportunity to take time to listen to somebody, that also comes across as respect. When you remember details about the conversations that you had, that also comes across as respect. It comes across as you hear me. You hear me, therefore you respect me. That means you care about me. Then people are a lot more likely to be warm towards you and to want to meet your wishes or to fulfill your needs. As a professional, you never want to overshare nor overgive. That comes from your own dysregulation of needing to maybe complete something or to give to the point where that person's gonna see your value, or it's a way for you to soothe your own anxiety, to create connection through overgiving and oversharing. You want to stop that such that you feel powerless and helpless and weak in human interactions. Think about how the smallest, most fearful dogs are the loudest, they're the yappiest. That's the impression and how you come across when you overshare. Really pull back and use silence as your tool, even in small talk. Use silence and be curious about the other person. When you turn the lens towards other people and you listen to them and you gather more information, it helps you do two things. One, it helps you come across more powerful. It makes you come across like you don't really need anything from the interaction because you're listening. You're not trying to take anything from them. But second, it actually gives you the opportunity to patiently observe people and to collect data. Ultimately, what makes you a great people person is to understand the other person's character. What do they care about? What do they need? What do they want? Also, what are some of their unmet needs from childhood? Becoming really aware of those aspects actually helps you become a much better person because you can cater to each person and meet those needs. That makes you a great coach, a great leader, and it helps people see you as a warm and competent collaborator. Let's take a pause here because many people wonder, what do you mean by unmet needs? How do you use that to your advantage, not in a nasty way? Because oftentimes people will think that narcissists target people with unmet needs. For example, if you have a lot of difficulty with receiving love or you have a history of trauma in your childhood, you'll be more desperate towards human connections. And a narcissist will use that to their advantage to use the person. Principally, being really good with people is to be able to detect that. So if you were to use the same example I just told about a person who tends to exhibit a lot of those symptoms, then you're going to take that information and help them feel comfortable enough around you that they're going to feel that you care about them. So if somebody has a history of never having been significant or pay attention to, and you give them and you meet that need for them, you genuinely compliment them in something that they're really good at. You never want to be fake. You want to be genuine at all times. That is professionalism. When you genuinely compliment somebody who is really depleted in that area, they're going to really feel it in their body. They're going to associate you with someone that feels good, someone that gives them that alive feeling, someone that makes them feel happy, gives them energy. That's all you really need to do. Also, when you understand somebody's needs, let's say that you're the boss and you have a staff who is a single parent, you are going to listen to that person and meeting their unmet need. They want to go to baseball practice with their child. They want to leave at 3 o'clock on Wednesdays. Just hearing them on that perspective and giving them the opportunity makes them feel that you care about them. You care about their work-life balance. And in turn, they're going to deliver excellent results when it comes to work. You're going to reap tons of benefits from keeping that great relationship with this person. Now, another aspect to be aware of is while you are observing and helping people meet those needs, you need to be aware of overgiving. I always like to use the example of dogs because in a reductive setting, they really do reflect human social relationships and a lot of the social cues and power dynamics that we have. When you look at dogs, they are also very social. They're social animals, and therefore we share a lot of similarities. That's part of the reason why we get along so well, why humans have relied on dogs and dogs on humans for such a long time. So when you look at dogs or human behavior, just animal behavior in general, when you overgive, when you spoil, when you deliver too much, that becomes permission to disrespect, permission to see you as somebody that they don't really need to keep up anything with, and you will just continue to give. You definitely want to have limitations, and the limitation is actually part of social elegance, is knowing when to stop, how much to give. As soon as you create the experience for that person, you must know to pull back. You have to make sure that your coping mechanisms don't get ahead of you. That part of you that wants to please, part of you that wants to continuously feel good by validating and giving to others. You need to have self-control, self-management to maintain that balance where it's the perfect reciprocity, where you're giving just enough and getting as much or more than you have given. Being socially elegant is looking after yourself as you come across wonderful to other people. You need to have that reciprocity in mind at all times and make decisions that uplift you, that level you up, that make you more money, that give you accolades, that make you likable, that make you a greater leader. At all times, you must have the intention in mind of that reciprocity. Thank you so much for watching. Did you enjoy this video? I would love to know, what concepts did you find in this video that you like more explanations on? If you like more videos on social elegance, please comment down below and let me know what aspects you'd like me to cover. If you'd like to transform yourself this year on your capacity to make money, to gain popularity, to become a successful professional or business owner, then go down to the description down below and book a call with me to get started on the social elegance transformation process. Thank you so much for watching. It's Julia Cha, and see you in our next video.